Welcome to week one, everybody. Wanted to start off by with some of the resources that are available over here on the left side of your Blackboard page. So first off, I encourage you to click on the Meet Your Instructor link, watch this video that talks a little bit more about my past. I feel like if we're going to all collaborate, and we're not going to meet in person most likely, we need to learn as much about one another as possible. You can check out my phone number here. Please call and text me anytime if you have a question. Email. If you use Twitter, reach out to me on Twitter if you'd like. And my personal blog right here. So go there, peruse some resources, steal some resources, and learn as much about me as possible. And a little bit of my experience here. Next thing I want to draw your attention to is the announcements tab. These announcements are going to be pushed out to you by email. I do apologize for the formatting on your first announcement here. I meant to have some more spacing here. But you can always go here to get a database of all announcements. And like I said in my email, I'm going to be sending out an announcement on Sunday evening and one on Wednesday. So 2 emails each week to split up the week. If you click on this syllabus handbook textbook link, you can go straight to our syllabus, the Capstone Handbook, which you're going to be reading in its entirety this first week, our textbook, which you have access to, and the APA manual. We'll be talking a little bit more about APA in a moment here. Next up are these capstone resources. And this is going to be really, really important for you. And specifically, I want to draw your attention to the this capstone project writing template. And it's always nice to look at a template of what you're going to produce. So when you pull this template up, there's a lot of stuff in here, and it's kind of nice because it's all done for you. Some of that weird demystifying stuff about doing a final project. But if you look at the table of contents, it gives you a nice outline of what this course is about. This course is about chapters 1 through 3 of your capstone project. The problem, the review of the literature, and the methods. And I encourage you to open this up, click File, make a copy of this, put it in your own drive, and really, at the end of this course, you're going to be filling out these things collaboratively. So it's nice to really demystify that. Next thing here, if you go down, is our Blackboard Collaborate area on Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30 during weeks 1, 3, 5, and 8. I'll be hosting an optional office hours for you to ask questions. You'll simply click on this link to join. I want to draw your attention to some APA resources here as well. And specifically, I want to draw your attention to the APA Basics for Concordia's program, which looks like this. And this is a really nice one-stop shop for APA. It talks about not only formatting, but then the nitty-gritty down here of what to do for in-text citations, as well as citations at the end of your document. So it's a really, 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 really nice resource. I really encourage you to use that. Yep. And next up, what I wanted to draw your attention to over here is the very useful Writing Studio, which you may not have used yet, but for online students, what's really nice about the Writing Studio, and let's go ahead and click on it right here, is the ability to make in-person consultations if you live near there, but also communicate via email. And that can be a really important thing to do, especially if you're, in Northern California or somewhere where you're never going to come in. So you're going to use this scheduling system, and I encourage you as we start to get through this class and you start to produce perhaps your literature review to get that looked at. It can be a really, really nice document to have. What else did I want to draw? That's that right there. Next thing I wanted to draw your attention to is just some library resources right there. And specifically, the CY Education Masters in Ed database. And this is what you're going to be using a lot in this course. So I know you're all signed up for a library orientation. But I just wanted to remind you that all of these resources are available via our Blackboard page. Now that we've reviewed some of the extra resources here on the side, and I'm always going to start off each video reminding you of some things we've done in the past and some extra resources that are available. Let's focus on week one. Week one is very, very important. And as I said in the email, the advice I give you here is jump in quickly into discussion boards and get to know one another. Because for the next 7 to 8 weeks, you're going to be working with teams of 2 or 3 to complete this project. And you really need to curate those groups carefully and get to know each other as well as you can in the online environment. So I'm going to go through some of the basics of this first week. Please read the learning outcomes, a summary of the tasks here that's also in the email for you. This video itself is going to be located right here. Some readings you're going to do. So the first thing you're going to do is read the entire capstone handbook. Very, very, very important. Next thing is you're going to read chapters 1 and 2 in your text, and then peruse this APA document that I already talked about previously. Next thing, there's going to be some things for you to browse. I love this site, What Works. It's a site of curated action research projects that have been peer-reviewed and are very successful. So let's say you're a mathematics teacher and you're looking for research ideas in mathematics or some problem statements. You can go there and then peruse these to get an idea of some projects that people are doing on site. So here's one study that meets the standards of the What Works Clearinghouse. So great site, bookmark it, keep going back to it. I would say a good goal for you is to get published on this site itself. Here's a little bit about what your project needs in order to gain IRB approval. And it's just another nice summary of all the things your project is going to entail. I will draw your attention here to this section right here. You're going to have data analysis experts who are going to really be writing and analyzing the data of this project. And then there's just going to be one person on your team who's going to be the intervention expert. So that's the person who's going to be conducting the project at their site. And you'll learn more about this and read more about this in upcoming modules. But I really want to draw your attention to that. It's a true collaborative project, and the research is not going to be happening at every site. There's then a self-paced lesson for you to go through. With these modules over here, you can move through at your own speed. She looks very excited about this lesson, and so am I. And it's really about choosing a research topic, which is a huge, huge point of concern for people. And on that note, I would really say don't overcomplicate things. Find something you want to investigate and investigate it. Anything can be turned into an action research project if it's something that you really feel is a gap or a need at your specific school site. Really, the meat of the next 2 weeks is in these discussion board threads. You're going to have 2. In this first one, you're going to be introducing yourself and talking about some background information about research interests and what you understand action research to be. This first discussion board is really going to be a place where you are going to learn a lot about one another with respect to your projects. So please pay close attention to all discussion board threads, but this one specifically. And we see Barbara has already made a reply. The next one, you're going to be acknowledging some things that you, throughout the course of this program, have felt were strengths and things that you've struggled with. Another opportunity to get to know one another really, really well, which is an important thing. When we go down a little bit more, you're going to see this developing research interest groups. This is going to be the goal of really, you need to be in these groups in week 2. Okay, so by the end of week 2, you need to have identified those groups. But if you can get into your groups during week 1, or at least have a hypothesis as to people, 1 to 2 other people that you would like to work with, that is huge. and you're going to click on this link, and you're actually going to be engaging in a discussion board related just to those groups. So under this discussion board thread, reply by posting your research interest topic, include your problem, initial ideas. If your interests lie with a topic of interest that one of your peers has already posted, please reply to your peers' post stating your interest to collaborate. So it's going to be kind of messy here, but I encourage you to embrace that mess and let these discussions happen naturally. And what's going to emerge is a group of people that have a common interest, and then a school site that really deserves that intervention. So I encourage you to really invest in the discussion boards. There's some other things here for you to pay attention to. Your city certification. I'll be available this Wednesday from 4:30 to 5:30. If you want to just chat about some things related to the syllabus or action research in general, or really anything, I'd be happy to chat with you. Have a great week one.